Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another mixed media frenzy. And today we have a beautiful sketch from Marion Smith. And I really like the way that this one looks. It's all very monochromatic. And so I kind of tried to keep it to a monochromatic feel as well. I do add a little bit of a different kind of a more coral color to it, but for the most part it is monochromatic. So I started out with my paper all taped down to a piece of foam board that is covered in um, packing tape, and that kind of just makes a barrier between a moisture barrier between the foam board and what I'm working on. And I really like how that works because I can let it dry overnight and then it lays down flat. And so that makes me really happy because I'm not really fond of when the mixed media gets, or the paper gets all warped. And this keeps it to a minimum. So I am spraying in a couple of different colors here. I've got the Distress Oxide in Carved Pumpkin, Festive Berries, and then the Nouveau Mica Mist in Pecan Peach. And basically using the Pecan Peach just to sprinkle over this, the Festive Berries spray, and then a little bit on the actual background paper as well, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. It wasn't spraying very well, so I'm also swatching it while I'm there, in case you're wondering, while it was rubbing it onto some little bits of paper there. And then that's pretty much it. I don't add much more in the way of color to the background. So then I decided that circular area, I want to turn that into a bicycle wheel. So I went to Creative Fabrica and I looked up a bicycle wheel, and then I cut that on my silhouette. And if you are interested in any of the Creative Fabrica products, I'll have a link down below. They have thousands of fonts and images. It can be very overwhelming to find what you're looking for at first if you don't really know what you're looking for, but if you know what you're after, it's not too bad. It's actually pretty easy if you know what you're after. But if you're just kind of like scrolling through, just kind of looking to see what there is available, it can be overwhelming because there is quite a lot. So I did use some Catherine Pooler inks to go ahead and color up that circle, and I'll put links down below to those colors as well. The lighter one is actually called Tiara, and then the darker one is called Orange Peel. But again, I'll try to remember to link everything down below that I used for this. I did use an older stencil. I don't have the name of it off the top of my head to create that arrow. And I did use some Picket Fence Studio paper glaze in Marigold Orange, and it is like a very dark orange, and I really like the way that it looks and plays with the festive berry color that is sprinkled on top of that layout. Now I've got a picture here of my grandson, Noah. It's on his bicycle. He got his bike for Christmas. It's a two-wheeler, but it's got training wheels, and his mom and dad are helping him for the first time. And so I've got some video that I'm going to probably link up with a QR code. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on how to do a QR code, and what that is you scan the QR code with your phone, and then the video appears of whatever the video is that you linked it to. So in this case, I will link it to a video of him trying to ride his bike, and then they will have the QR code. They can scan it and see the actual, basically the picture in motion. And so I think that's a lot of fun. It's a great way to bring your videos to life, or your pages to life, because a lot of times our videos just either stay on our phones or on our computers and nobody ever really sees them for ages. And this is a good way to kind of showcase them in the album so that you can just easily click on it and go and view the material. And so I think that's a lot of fun. Now I've pulled out several different pieces of acrylic from Color Cast Designs. I end up using the one that says "This Makes Me Smile." I thought I was going to use this piece that says Treasured Memories, or maybe it says Treasured Moments. Anyway, it's the one I'm peeling the back off of right now, but it's so light in color, I don't end up using it because it kind of gets lost in the background. And truthfully, when I end up using This Makes Me Smile, it looks like it gets kind of lost in the background on camera, but in real life it doesn't. So probably one of those darker ones that, like the color of the Fun in the Sun, might have worked better for the camera, but in real life the orange one worked just fine. And so I'm pretty happy with the way that it turns out. And I'm just, like I said, I'm keeping this in the oranges and a little bit of that reddish color. And that works well because of the clothes that they're wearing. My son-in-law's got an orange hat with a red plaid shirt, and then Noah's got a sweater that has oranges and reds in it, and so it just picks up all of those colors nicely. And then I'm using this punch. I don't know where I got this punch. I got it from somebody. It was like one of those secondhand, somebody was getting rid of it, and so I picked it up type deals. I don't know what brand it is or anything, but it is like the little arrows. And so, or you could make like a chevron pattern out of it if you turned them sideways. But I am going to use those. I have this, the punch came in multiple sizes. So I'm going to use it in two different sizes, one at the top and one towards the bottom. And it's going to go the opposing direction of the arrows that were put on with the paper glaze. And I like that. I like that it gives kind of a sense of movement. It is also used in the inspiration piece. They use that same type of little arrow, so I'm directly pulling that from the inspiration piece, and I like the way that that looks. And I'm just going to use my T-square ruler to kind of line it up. And as you saw there, I backed my entire layout with black paper. I really like the way that that looks. It kind of gives it a nice frame. It also sets the photo apart because I backed it with black paper, so it kind of gives it a little added oomph and a little added interest and draws your eye straight to that photo when it's on the page. There is kind of a lot going on this page in that there's a lot of bright, bold color, but I don't think that detracts from the photo at all based on that they are all colors that are complementing the photo, and that the photo is, like I said, set apart by the black and white framing of the matting of the photo. So it works well in my opinion. I am going to have to pop the photo up onto some foam tape, and I popped those arrows up onto foam as well to give added dimension, and I really like the way that it looks, and it works well with the acrylic because it has dimension to it as well. So keeping everything with a little bit of added dimension makes it look really nice. It doesn't look like the photo is kind of set back because the acrylic and the arrows are, popped up higher. And so I thought this was a good route to go. And don't forget to go check everyone else who's playing along with Mixed Media Frenzy today. The whole team is lined up for you down below, all of their channels, so that you can easily get to their channels and give them a little bit of love or see what they've done with this particular layout. We are all using the same inspiration piece, and I can't wait to see what everyone else has done and if they stayed monochromatic or if they went with multiple colors or what. I think that's going to be a really fun thing to kind of check out and see how all of our minds work differently on this one. Now, to adhere the acrylic down, I do use glue dots or Zotz bling, whichever works for you. I find that the kind of those sticky dots work the best to adhere the acrylic pieces down so that they don't come off. And then I took a little bit more of that festive berry spray and I dipped this wood veneer bicycle into it, and I'm letting that dry on my tweezers there while I punch a couple of pinked circles. And those pinked circles are Tim Holtz dies. I also got those from someone else, so I don't know the name of them, but they are pinked circles. It's probably not a very difficult one to find if that's something that you're interested in. Now here I'm going to go ahead and punch the smaller of the two arrow heads, and those are going to go down at the bottom. And again, I'm going to pop those up onto some foam tape as well to give the dimension down below just like it is up above, and just to provide a little bit of continuity throughout the layout. Those black pinked circles are also going to have a little bit of dimension because I'm going to pop them up onto foam because they do sit on top of other things that are popped up onto foam. So just to keep that dimension and to support those circles, I do need to put a little foam underneath. Now I just used Fun Foam from Walmart. It is adhesive backed on one side, and then the other side I usually just use some liquid glue, and my glue of choice is the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive from Tonic Studios. It works really well. I've never had any problem with it. It dries relatively quickly, and it goes on clear and matte, so that's all. Those are all good winning features for me, so that's why I like it. I did actually ink all of those little arrowheads up with some black distress ink, just the plain black soot, not the oxide, but the regular just to make them kind of stand out and have a little bit of a shadow look to them. And then I am dipping my second little bicycle into some of the Catherine Pooler ink, the orange peel color, just to kind of give it a little bit of more orange down in that bottom corner, because it has less orange down there than the up above. So I just wanted to do that and add it just to give a little punch of orange. Now, because it's wood, it soaked right in. I probably could have gessoed it first. I did pull out some texture paste, thinking I could color that and then put it on there to make it more vibrant. But my thought was, if I did that, I would probably get texture paste in all of the little tiny grooves, and then it wouldn't look like a bicycle anymore. So I quickly put the texture paste away and decided I'm just going to go with the orange that soaked into the wood and be happy with that. Sometimes that's just the way things work, and you know, it looks fine. I don't have any problem with it. So yeah, that's what I decided to stick with. It's a little bit darker orange than I had wanted. I wanted it a little bit more vibrant like the title, but that's okay. And then I am going to punch another one of those black circles and put it in the upper right hand corner by the photo, just to bring that color up there again. Oh, I do have these 3 orange emoji type looking circles from Color Cast Design. I am going to use those as well. They're going to tuck them into each one of the embellishment areas, just because we've got some circles going on, and I thought they worked well with everything else that was going on. I did cut a notch out of that black pinked circle up in the upper right hand corner, because the adhesive behind the photo was already in the corner, so I couldn't really tuck it in very well. So I just kind of notched it out to make it fit better, in case you're wondering what that was all about. And then I don't end up putting another bicycle up here. I thought that was a little bit too much, a little too overkill. So what I end up doing is just kind of leaving the black up there with the I'm wondering what I'm doing right here. I think I ended up having to put 2 pieces of foam under there, because or actually it was one and I have a really thin foam and a thicker foam. So the thicker foam is from Walmart, and then I have this really thin foam that I got from a friend, and I just put a little bit of that under there, just because the orange circle from Color Cast was kind of pushing it up, and I don't know, it just seemed to sit better that way. I'm not exactly sure why, because all of the other ones fit fine. The acrylic pieces do have a backing on them, in case you're wondering what I'm peeling off there. I'm just peeling the backing off so that especially the ones that are clear. The ones that are solid, it's not such a big deal. Like, you can't tell that there's a backing on them, but that backing could peel off if you actually left it on there, and then your acrylic piece would fall off and your backing would be left on your page. So I recommend that you definitely take that backing off. I have left it on in one instance because I did not want the piece to be see-through, and so I'm going to see how that holds up over time. It'll be a good test. I just added a few enamel dots to kind of finish things off, and I added those in black to just kind of bring in a little bit more of the black color, and then a little bit more black splatter, and I'm just using some dilutions, and I'm really happy with the way that this came out. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I do respond. It does take me a little bit of time to get back to you, but I do respond, and I read every single comment, so I really do appreciate those. Don't forget to go and check out everyone else who's playing along. Leave them a little bit of love. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're enjoying this series. I do have quite a few more videos coming up towards the end of the month. Kind of off to a slow start for the beginning of the month or the beginning of the year, kind of by intention, but I will be providing a lot more content for you as we get deeper into the year. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.